What is up, POW fam? My name is Paul Emmanuel Baradas, aka Paul POW, and welcome to the final round of the FIDE Candidates here at Pawn POW, a chess series of Paul POW. In round 13, Javokhir Sindarov clinches the World Chess Championship slot with one round to spare, which officially makes Javokhir Sindarov faces on Gukesh Dommaraju in the World Chess Championship, and hopefully we're gonna stream it here at Paul POW because I wanted to make it the same way that I've done in Super Mario. Like I made it Mario RPG style in the World Chess Championship 2024, and I wanted to do something the same as well, but in a different game in 2026. Just hint, GLXY. That's why. Okay, so we are here at the final round, and apparently there were no mentions of the player of the day, but let's just find out in this game, a clincher game of the winner of the FIDE Women's Candidates 2026, and the gal who clinched the Women's World Chess Championship slot, Vaishali Rameshbabu. She is the first non-Chinese World Chess Championship challenger since Alexander Goryachkina in 2020. Yep, in 2020. That you've heard it right. In 2020, even before the lockdown began. So we're gonna find out how did Vaishali clinch the the Women's World Chess Championship, and it's her game against Katerina Lagno. So I'm so excited how this game will go. So let's begin anyway. So before we begin, Vaishali Rameshbabu and Bibisara Asubayeva are tied with 7.5 apiece. And on Bibisara's last game, she ended up drawing the game, and that's thus making it 8 points. So it's just up to Vaishali Rameshbabu. So let's find out. Vaishali begins with e4, and then Katerina goes with the Sicilian, and the knight f3, d6, pretty much equal. d4 takes knight f6, knight c3, g6, bishop e3, bishop g7, f3, castles, queen d2, knight c6, and then Vaishali queenside castles. Okay, pretty much is like readying for this file, as you can see, and then pawn moves. What was that? Moves. Pawn moves, and then knight takes c6, b takes c6, bishop c4. Okay, so if she takes this one, takes, and takes, and then bishop goes here. That is pretty much it. And then knight h6 and rook b7, which the good one is nothing. Everything is red. No. Okay. Things are kind of escalating well. Okay, there goes rook hd1. So in case you know about that takes. So pretty much Vaishali would win a rook, so Katerina cannot capture the bishop, and instead she has to move bishop e6. In that case, this file is open, so that in case of this, d takes c4, there's queen takes, and then rook, and then loses the rook, and pretty much it's rook and rook. Certainly it is. So e takes d5, c takes d5, knight takes, bishop takes. Oh. So bishop takes d5, threatening the rook on a8, and then Katerina goes with rook b8, and bishop goes back to b3 to avoid tensions on this b2 square. Well, I think if I could take this, it's pretty much the same. Takes, and then takes. Two rooks. There's two rooks about that, but instead of doing so, Katerina just like Katerina found out that she can try to attack the queenside ones with rook b8, and then bishop goes to b3, queen c8, king goes to b1, bishop takes, and then a5, bishop d4, e5, bishop c3, a4 takes, queen c4, b3, queen takes a4, because it's a free pawn anyway. So I mean, if it's a free pawn anyway, why she cannot? She just did this anyway, like queen takes a4. I know it's not allowed because of check. She cannot go here, as you can see, it's an illegal move. So rook he1 was the move, and then rook b5, rook e4. Maybe, hold on, maybe because I think if this happens, like rook b5 and then rook a8, if the pawn was still here, and then maybe probably threatening checkmate. So pretty much. So rook a4, queen a7, queen e3, queen c7, bishop, no, queen d3, queen b6, bishop b2, rook a5, bishop c3, rook a6, queen e3, queen c6, rook c4, queen e6, rook e4, rook fa8. So pretty much they're controlling this file over here, readying for this. So rook c5, h5, g4 takes, king h7, rook c5, queen c6, bishop b2, queen goes to 8, rook to go to a2, g5, rook queen b6, and then queen h4, king g8, queen goes to e4, rook 8, a4, rook d8 check, king h7, c4, and takes. Wait, why c4? What else can... No good move. So the only move is this, and pretty much what if she takes this? So wait, the good move is rook takes b2, sacrificing the rook, so king takes, and then queen goes to f2, king c3, and rook a2. So like there's kind of threatening a mate or something, but I think c4, rook takes c4, that was a mistake, because I think Katerina was like panicking because of this. For example, if she does this, for example, and takes and then checkmate, you know, maybe she was scared. She was so afraid of that she has to move rook takes e4, which in good move could have been rook takes b2 and then king takes and then so on and so forth with the rook a2 and then probably rook 8 d2 and then takes and then queen f1, and then she can just kind of like comfy or something, but pass pawn, and most certainly like that. So let's go back with rook takes e4. So queen has to take. Yeah, pawn c4. Why did rook takes e4? I mean, it's not check, like it's not pinned. As you can see, she can take this one, but there's a checkmate over here. So pretty much, why did Katerina just like capture that pawn and like tries just give up the rook anyway? What if she can do? Yeah, rook takes, king takes. Wow, she captured. She took away. She let go of her two rooks in two moves. Queen takes, rook takes, king takes, and then e4 check, king b1, queen f2, rook 8 d2, queen f5, queen d5, queen f3, queen rook c2, queen f4, rook e1, e3, and queen g2. And here Katerina Lagno resigned, making Vaishali Rameshbabu wins the game and the whole candidates marking his slot to the Women's World Chess Championship, and hopefully we can stream it here on Paul POW Galaxy, or maybe next year. I don't know, because I'm not sure that the Women's World Chess Championship will go the same in parallel with the World Chess Championship. I don't know. So pretty much rook c4 was a downing point, but yeah. There you go. That was it, POW fam. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the FIDE Candidates 2026. Congratulations to Javokhir Sindarov, Uzbek Grandmaster, with in just 20 years old. He will take on Gukesh Dommaraju. They're kind of like the same age, probably. Like Gukesh is 2000, born in 2006, and then 2005 for 2006, and then 2005 for Sindarov, I guess. So pretty much. Okay, and for the Women's World Chess Championship, Ju Wenjun will take on Vaishali Rameshbabu. So congratulations to the Indian Grandmaster Vaishali Rameshbabu winning the Women's Candidates, and she will take on the Women's World Chess Champion Ju Wenjun in the Women's World Chess Championship 2026. And for the first time since 2020, if the Women's World Chess Championship goes in a home and away format, the Women's World Chess Championship will now be back on India or something. I don't know what's gonna happen in the Women's World Chess Championship. Anything can happen, so pretty much. So, POW fam, this has been the FIDE Candidates 2026 and the end of our chess series of the post-round analysis here at Pawn POW. And pretty much, I want to say thank you for watching POW fam, and just look forward for future Pawn POW games here at Pawn POW Galaxy. We're gonna analyze. I'm always like very happy to analyze any of the games, kind of like notably popular. Wow. So yeah, so please don't forget to subscribe on our main channel Paul POW and our vlog channel POW Vlogs as we continue to make our vlogs in Paul POW Fiesta the 89th Araw ng Davao next week after the POW Plays Express Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. That's gonna happen on our main channel this April 18 at 12 p.m. And for more fun at the Galaxy, go check us out on Twitch, X, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, and on Blue Sky. There are links down in the description. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for joining us in all 14 rounds of the FIDE Candidates. This has been Paul POW saying so long here at the Galaxy.